Hello everyone, Danny Gorilla here with pinkbarnstamper.com, coming to you from a nice, bright and sunny Tucson, Arizona. I am about a minute and a half early coming in here, so I'm going to wait just a few moments to get everything started here. My other device I'm waiting to get brought up. There we go. Looks like that is all up and running. Hello, Linda. Welcome. So I have had a very, very busy last week. Holy geez. But you know, the really crazy thing is, with that being said, normally my weeks go by so fast. Like, it's just, it's Monday, and then the next thing I know that it's Monday again. This last week, I have to tell you, as busy as we were, it really kind of just went kind of slow. And it was kind of a huge shock because I don't get slow weeks. But this last week, you would think with everything that was going on that it would have just flown by us. But for me, it didn't. It really seemed like it just kind of was just day by day. I would wake up thinking it was actually a day ahead, but when I would look at my phone, it was saying it was still, a day earlier. And I was like, wow, it just really seems like this week is lasting forever, which is a good thing. It slows my life down. Lets me know that I'm not getting as old as I am, as quick as I am. Hello, Georgia. Hello, Becky. Hello, Jen from Washington. Welcome, everyone. Georgia is in Casa Grande, so right the next town up from us. Welcome, welcome. So, yeah, I know you guys were hearing me talk about that my mom was going to go look at a car. So Wednesday, I had got done with mystery stamping, and I have to tell you guys, I have been so shocked this month to see how many of you guys joined in the mystery stamping challenge. It has been wonderful seeing all your guys' cards. I just love it. So after we got done with mystery stamping, me and my mom head into town. She had found a car through her insurance company that was helping her kind of look at different cars and whatnot. She actually found a car, and we went and we looked at it. It's not the car that she wound up, going with, but it was nice to go in and look. And then as we were sitting there, we found a different car, and so that's the one that she went with. So she got it right then and there, brought it home Wednesday night, and she is just loving it. But with that, it has got bells and whistles that she is now having to learn. She is having to learn all that new technology. So that's kind of fun. It's given her something to do. And then on, was it Thursday? I think it was Thursday. I get a surprise text in my phone, and it tells me that he was wondering if I was available for Friday. And my husband looked at the phone, and okay, so the person who was texting me is my oldest daughter's biological dad. So I was in a previous relationship and had my oldest daughter, and then my two younger kids are from my husband now. So he texted me, and my husband and him are really good friends, and nobody understands our dynamics, but it is what it is. My husband's friends with a couple of my exes, and it's just the way it is. And so he texted me, but normally he's always texting my husband, or him and my husband are talking. There's not really for anything for us to talk anymore because our daughter's grown now, but I am very, very close with his parents. So they were flying into Tucson Friday morning, and he wanted to know if we could get together Friday afternoon. And I was like, absolutely. We were planning on, when we head to Oregon in September, to stop and see them. Well, shocker is, we all met up and we went to the casino. They have a really nice buffet there, so we all met there and got together. Well, crazy news, thank God that they did get down here, because if we waited to see them in September, they would not have been in Oregon anymore. We just found out that they're actually moving to Alaska with my ex. So he can have his parents buy him, which I think is a phenomenal thing for him to do. Him and his wife are going to fly them up to Alaska. He's actually flying into Portland out of Tucson, and he's going to help them pack up all their stuff. And then they will fly to Alaska, where he lives in Fairbanks. Him and his wife do. And he will stay in Portland and help load all their stuff up, and then drive up, because it's like a 4-hour drive, because he has to drive through Canada and everything. So he will be driving all their stuff up. But I just told him, I said, I go, that's such a wonderful thing that, you know, you guys can open up your home to let your parents live with you. It's really sad. I used to work inside of like elderly facilities, and it was so sad to see some of those people sit in there and they were alone. They didn't have family that would come see them. And with my ex being the only child that they have left, they need to be with their family. And since he lives in Alaska and they live in Portland, Oregon, that's a pretty long ways away. So I just told him, I go, that's, you know, fabulous that you guys could take them up there and have them be with you. And then they can be around family and see everyone. And his mom, she actually has quite a bit of family that lives up in Alaska. So it works out to be really well. So it was really nice to see them. And then over the weekend, me and my friend got together. She just built a huge pond in her backyard and have these great big koi fish in there and huge goldfish and stuff. So I went over there to see how her whole setup went, and it is just so cool. She's got this big waterfall that tears down into this great big lake, or into this big pond. And she, one of her kids' boyfriends, his parents have big ponds at their house. So they have water lettuce, I think it's what it's called. Because she was talking about that she would like to get some covering, some shading to go over the top of it, because the algae is just ridiculous with the kind of sun that we have and the heat we have here. And so I told her, I go, you should really look into getting those big water lily, the pad things, because then that keeps some of the sun off of there. So when her daughter's boyfriend let them know that they have water lettuce that they could bring over, she bought her a whole bunch of it. So she was posting pictures of that. So it was really cool. But yeah, so my mom wound up getting, I saw somebody just asked what kind of car did she get. She actually wound up getting a, what is it, a Chrysler Pacifica, which I know that sounds really bizarre. Why would my mom, you know, need a minivan? But my mom's, you know, pretty much borrowing my van at least a couple times out of the month, just to kind of, it's a lot easier for her to get in and out of my van. Now I have a Chrysler Town and Country, which they don't make those anymore because mine's, you know, older, but she's loved my van. And I have to have a van because of my daughter's wheelchair and everything. So I was telling my mom when she started looking at cars, and she's like, well, I don't know if I want to get another SUV. And so I was telling her, I go, that, you know, that would be great. That's what you've had and that's what you enjoy. And then she said that, but then I started talking to her and I go, well, you know how you're always borrowing my van. So the reason why she borrows my car a lot is because her dog is getting older. And so when she has to take her dog into, because her dog has had valley fever, which is something that a lot of dogs get down here in Arizona. It's a spore that is in our soil, and it makes dogs extremely sick. So her dog wound up getting that. Well, it affects their titers in their blood or something like that. And so her dog has to be on medication, but then she has to go get tested to see if her titers are high or if they're low or if she's doing really good. Hello, Vicky. And so, hello, Lisa. And so she always has to take the dog into the vet for something. It's kind of crazy, but whatever. So she's always borrowing my car because her dog can actually step up into my van. Now in my mom's old car, the one that they just totaled, she could never get the dog up in there because the dog could not jump up into the SUV. It just wasn't. And so my mom would be out there trying to lift this big ass dog up into this truck, into this SUV. And I was like, Mom, stop. Just take my car. Like, you cannot keep lifting this big dog up. Like, she is going to hurt you, or you're going to fall, or something's going to happen. So I was like, you need to maybe reconsider now that you have the opportunity, maybe getting a minivan. I said, I go, it's a win-win all the way around. I just have to say, there are a lot of people who are either single or just a couple who do drive minivans. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's no stigma behind it. I know everybody thinks, oh, it's the minivan mom coming along. Well, you know, yes, they are meant for, the big family, but there's a lot of convenience with them. So that's what I told her. I said, I go, in this Pacifica, it has the stow and go, just like my older van does, where all the seats lay completely flat. So I was explaining to her, I said, you know how you're always going to Costco and you're getting a big amount of stuff, and that's another reason why she'll always ask to take my van, is if she goes to Costco and wants to get something big, she can fit it in my car and then know that it's not going to get damaged either by, if we have a rainstorm, or if there is the sun beating down on it, or you don't want somebody to just steal it out of the back of your truck. So I told her, I go, there's some really good positives about having it. So she went and she drove it. She fell in love with it. And so that's what she wound up getting. So she's pretty excited, but because it's new, it does have all the new technology on it, which is fabulous for her. It has, that's one thing that she knew, that when she bought a car, that she wanted to get one that was newer, that has the lane assist that will keep her on the road, because ever since she wound up getting shingles inside of her ear, it has affected the whole side of her face. A lot of people think that she's had a stroke because it has paralyzed the one side of her face, because the shingles went down inside of her ear so deep that it affected all the nerves on the side of her face. And so she really has a hard time, like, with her equilibrium and all that kind of stuff. So if even if she's walking through the mall and she walks over a patterned kind of floor tiles or something like that, it'll really mess with her, and she has to like stop or grab onto me or grab onto something that's around her so she doesn't fall, because her depth perception is really messed up because of all of that. So she was saying that, as she's getting older, she would really love to have one of the cars that has that on it. Well, this one has that, plus it has a sense on it that it knows how to like brake before it hits the car in front of it or whatever. For whatever reason, if she doesn't stop in time, the car will make sure it stops itself. It's even, I mean, this blows my mind, but whatever. It actually parks itself. If you pull up to do like a parallel park, she can pull up beside this thing and ask her a couple questions, and then it pulls in and parallel parks for her. If she wants to pull into a parking lot at like the mall or whatever, it'll back itself up into the parking space. And I just told her, I go, that's a little too weird for me. I'm too much of a control freak. I want to park my own vehicle. But great, if that's what you need, that's fabulous that it's there for you. So it's just kind of funny, because even the stereo has all these like Apple CarPlay and all that, and she's not used to any of that kind of stuff. So she's hooking her phone up to it and running her navigation through it, and she's like, oh my gosh, I can send text messages just by talking. I'm like, yeah, mom, that's a thing. So it's kind of cute to just watch her learn all the things about this car. So it's keeping her busy. That works for me. Let's see. Yeah, the shingles in the ear, actually, if you guys know who Justin Bieber is, the singer, he actually wound up getting it. It's not Bell's palsy, but it's called, not Meniere's. It's called Ramsey Hunt. That's what it's called. And it's where, so 15 years ago, my grandfather passed away 2 weeks after I gave birth to my youngest daughter. So my mom came down here to Tucson, Arizona, because my grandma was down here by herself because my grandpa had just passed away. So my mom flew down here to help my grandma get everything squared away, like funeral, all that kind of stuff taken care of. And so when she was down here, that's when it happened. So she woke up one day with the whole side of her face just killing her. She's like, oh my God, my face is just killing. She was like on fire, her skin was. And she went through this really, really bad like migraine headache that just kept lasting forever. And then she wound up getting these blisters that just started blistering out of her ear, and they were down inside of her ear. And then she got like so sick to her stomach where she could not stop throwing up. It was crazy. Like she could not even move off of the couch when she was down here. Well, they actually, when she went to the hospital, they wound up sending her to an ear, nose, and throat specialist, and they're the ones that diagnosed her. And they told her, you know, you should be fine within 2 weeks. Yeah, well, she wasn't. It damaged all the nerves in the side of her face and down into her neck. And so you can see, like, you know, how you have your, like, little vein things right here? Hers is all up in the front. And it's horrible for her because finally, when she was able to get on a plane, because they told her that she couldn't fly because of the pressure that would be in her ear, that it would just wind up rupturing her eardrum and all that kind of stuff. So she had to wait, like, I think it was 3 weeks before she could even fly back to Oregon, which is where we were all living back then. And so by the time she made it back up there, she was looking into specialists, like, how do we fix this? How does she get rid of all of this pain? And so a couple months after she had had it and it had cleared up and she was back in Oregon, she wound up finding a specialist down in Anaheim, California, right by Disneyland. So she was flying every like 2 or 3 weeks down to Anaheim from Oregon, having these special doctors see her. Somebody had told her that if she got acupuncture would help alleviate some of those nerves because they can puncture into there. None of it worked for her, but then again, she couldn't keep doing it because the flights were just, I mean, it was costly going down there that so frequently. So she wound up stopped doing that. She now that we live down here, she does a couple of other different things. She goes and she has Botox put in, but not Botox that makes your lips or your face like not have wrinkles. Or not the cosmetic kind. She goes and she has Botox put in her face that actually goes into the nerve. He is a doctor that only does the Botox for the nerve relief. So that seems to help as far as, because like the one side of her mouth just kind of sits like this and she can only move this side of her mouth because it's all paralyzed and her eye kind of sags. And so it has really done a number on her. She will not let anybody take photos of her. She will not get behind a camera to save her soul. It drives me bananas because I'm like, I want to have memories. I want to be able to show the kids, you know, there's going to come a time where you're not going to be around, and I want to be able to, you know, keep that going for my kids. And so she really has a hard time going out in public. She always thinks people are looking at her funny. I don't notice it because it's just familiar to me. Like, that's the way I know my mom now. So I don't think of it as being something crazy. But there's times where she was actually just explaining to one of the doctors that she was inside of a grocery store or some kind of store, and she was walking through, and there was a little girl inside of a cart, and she was eating like an ice cream cone. And she had walked by my mom, and she was maybe like 4 or 5. She was talking age, but she had walked by my mom, the little girl did, and went over and grabbed something off the shelf and then walked back by. Well, as she was walking by, she was staring at my mom the whole time she was walking by. Well, then when she got to her mom, she asked her mom, what's wrong with that lady's face? So, of course, that did a number to my mom. So my mom thinks that, you know, she loves children. She loves talking to little kids. She loves making them laugh. But now she has a hard time because she thinks that they think she looks like an ogre or they're scared of her. I don't see it. I don't. And so I'm always like trying to tell her, don't make it be that way. You don't. You're going to get in your head and you're going to make it worse. But like she says, it's way easier said than done. She's like, because you don't have a problem with your face, and you know how we are as a society. We look at somebody the way that they look and we judge. We do. I mean, all of us are guilty for judging somebody by the way that they look, you know, and it's kind of a shitty thing, but it is the way we are. It's just the way that we think, the way things are. And as much as I don't try to judge, I don't try to judge people. I don't want to be that person because I don't want somebody doing it to me. But at the end of the day, I have flaws as well. And sometimes I will look at somebody and I will think something, not that I say it out loud, but I'll think something in my head and I'm like, wow, that was really judgy of you. That was mean. Like, even though I didn't say it out loud, nobody else heard what I said, but it's still kind of those intrusive thoughts. And I was like, ooh, that's not how I want to be. But you know how we are. We're always our worst enemies. Okay, so let's see what we've got going on here. Yeah, it is pretty crazy, all the things that she's been through. And it's just one of those things that I always just have to kind of try to make her feel better at the end of the day, because I don't want her always being depressed about it, because she is. She, like I said, she never wants to leave her house. She never wants to go do anything. I tried to, and I actually invited her out to dinner when we all went out to the casino. And at first she told me no. She's like, I'm just going to have your dad go. And I was like, that's weird. Like, why does he want to go by himself? You need to go too. And so once I told her, like, no, you're going to go. It's either you both go or you don't go. That's just the way it is. But don't try to buffalo me into just saying that you're going to pawn him off and let him go, because that's going to make me feel good that one of you are going. No, 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 no. That's not how it works. And I'm kind of pushy when it comes to that kind of stuff anyways, but I kind of tell her the way it is. So that's what she told the car guy when she was buying the car. She goes, yes. She goes, we kind of switch roles in life. She's now the mom and I'm the daughter. And I go, well, I can't let you constantly try to get out of everything. You have to still live life. You're still alive. Live it. Because, when you can't, you're going to wish that you could. So there's that. Okay, Melanie, hello. She is in northern Wisconsin. How wonderful is that? How is the weather in Wisconsin? Like I said, here we are nice and sunny and warm. It has been really warm. It has been like 106, 107 the last couple of days. We have had a couple of evening rains that came in. But other than that, I do know that I was reading, I'm not sure if Frida's on here yet, but up in Oregon, they were talking about tornado warnings. And I was like, holy geez, that's crazy. We're due to be up there in the end of September. I sure the heck don't want to be dealing with tornadoes. I'm not going to Kansas. I'm going to Oregon. Come on now. Yeah, and that's everybody that I talk to who have had shingles. They all say, "Oh my Lord, it is so painful." My husband had shingles at, God, how old was he? He was 34 years old. No, 32. He was 32 and he had shingles. And when he went to the doctor, they were like, "Wow, you're awfully young to be having shingles." But he got it. But his was down on his lower back, like right above his butt. And it was on kind of his side, and he said it was extremely painful. Like, it felt like somebody punched him right in his side. And so everybody who's had it is like, oh my God, I can't imagine having it in my ear. Like, that would just be horrendous. Yeah, it was. Like, I can't tell you from personal, like, pain feelings, but to see what she went through, yeah, it sucked. It was bad. 66 degrees. Oh my Lord. I would be freezing. And I can imagine you're freezing because you're an Arizona girl. You better have definitely those sweatpants and your sweatshirt and maybe your winter jacket. Oh, see, there's Frida right there. Yeah, they just had some heavy rain out in Hillsboro. It broke records out there. Yeah, I was just reading about your thing that they were having big hail storms. So yeah, totally crazy. Like, our weather has just been so wonky the last couple of years. It's definitely changing out there. Oh, kind of a freak situation. So, okay, we are going to get this camera flipped around. I think I have sat here and talked to you guys for almost a half an hour just gabbing, because it's just how I roll and it's just what I do. I could talk for days. Obviously, I don't get out of the house enough. You could tell. So I'm going to get you guys flipped around. We are going to do our giveaways, and then we are going to get into the beautiful cards that I have designed for you guys. I am going to be using tonight the iconic Imagery. This is a really, really neat set. Now, this is a online exclusives only. So this one has a lot of your different holidays in there. You've got some fall, you've got Christmas in here, you've got just winter, some hearts for Love Day, you've got some candles for birthday, then you've got this celebrate, grateful, and then you've got a bunch of these little single words up here that you kind of make your own little sentences. Then if we look at the dies, the dies that go with this, these are called the Iconic Imagery dies. You've got this great big die that works perfect with that celebrate word. It fits in this die really, really nicely. Then we've got the Christmas tree that will die cut, and then you've got a couple of little banners here that you can put some of those single words in. You've got some little sprigs and your what was that? The snowflake. You've got the snowflake right here. Some of that greenery. So you've got some really fun dies in with this. I love this set because, as you guys know, I like to have sets that I can use pretty much throughout the year. Now, the paper is called the Iconic Celebration 6x6 paper. This also has some birthday celebration in here. You've got some fall paper, some Christmas paper. So it has you set as well for all of your holidays. You've got some really neat winter paper in here. Some have snowflakes in there. Some have some like the peace dove that's in there. So really, really neat paper. You've got some that have little hearts. You've got candy canes, little candy canes in here. And the flip side is this green sprigs. Let me see if I can find that little really fun hearts right here. The hearts are really cute. Love this heart paper. Great for Valentine's Day. And on the back side, you've got these little wine glasses. So that could be great for anniversary, anything like that. So yeah, some great, great paper here that would suit you for throughout the whole year. So let me get you guys flipped around. We are, like I said, going to do our giveaways, and then we are going to get into these wonderful cards. So hold tight, close your eyes. I don't want anybody getting sick while I flip this camera around. So my husband has been out in the barn getting my electrical squared away out there to decide where we're going to put all the plugs. We've been kind of talking about where the plugs are going to be out there because I have to have plugs on the back of my desk when I get it set up out there. I also have a Cricut machine. I want to be able to plug that in. Not that I use it very often, but on a rare occasion that I do want to use it, I want to be able to have it be powered up. Obviously, my computer, the air conditioner, everything needs to be able to be ran out there. So he's putting like 8 plugs out there. It's going to be pretty cool. So as soon as he gets that done, gets all the plugs and all the electricity hooked up in there, then we can hook the air conditioning up. And or actually, before we even put the AC up, we're going to do the drywall with the, what is it called? The insulation. We're going to do insulation and then drywall, and then we'll be able to do all that. There we go. I think that works better. All right. So right now we are in the September paper pumpkin rotation. This is the Autumn Abundance. I actually just got my Time for Cake box. It actually just came in the mail today. So this kit is no longer available, but this is the one. I just kind of want to give you a little sneak peek of what a paper pumpkin is. This one actually came with a free stamp set in it. So you got your normal stamp set, and then they threw in a freebie in this kit. So that doesn't happen all the time. That is just a rare thing that they do every once in a while. So here is what this kit actually looks like, if I can get it out of here. And it's always cute and in the little tissue paper. Let me get this stuff out of the way here. And so the last Thursday of the month, I will be doing a paper pumpkin alternative. So instead of doing all the cards that are intended in this kit, I will do one of each one of these, and then I will make some alternatives using the other pieces in this. And I try to do a scrapbook page as well. But look how fun and cheery these are. They're all about the birthday celebration, hence the fact that it's called Time for Cake. So that is what a paper pumpkin is. It comes in this little kit. It comes with all the envelopes, the card bases you need, any of the little cutouts. It even comes with your adhesive and some, whether or not it is any kind of trim that they give you, or you do, sometimes they give you little embellishments. I have not done the prizes yet. I will get to those as soon as I'm done going through this. So here is the 2 stamp sets. This one's pretty cool because it gave you the numbers. So if you want to do somebody's specific birthday, that's kind of fun. And then we've got some big candles here, balloons, and then some other little sentiments. So that's just kind of a cute little kit to show you what a paper pumpkin is. So like I said, this month that you can subscribe to is the Autumn Abundance. This is going to make 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs. The projects are going to include printed cards and coordinating envelopes, laser cut card fronts, ephemera pack, and embellishments. So it says, don't miss the whimsical watercolored ephemera pack. So this is going to be so fun. I love fall cards. I really get into those. And so just so you guys know about that, also through the end of August, we have a paper sale going on. This is paper from our big annual catalog. So out of this catalog here, we have a select 14 of our paper packs that are actually that are on sale. Now you can go over to my blog, Stampin' or pinkbarnstamper.com right here, pinkbarnstamper.com. When you're there, over on the right-hand side, it says categories. If you go to promotions and click on that, scroll down a little bit and you're gonna see where it says Designer Series Paper Sale. Once you click into that, you can actually print this off, which will have all the prices reflected on the papers, and then you can see exactly what papers are on sale. Also, don't forget, those of you who went ahead and got yourselves some of those bonus coupons in the month of July, don't forget that you have through the end of August to redeem your bonus coupons. So be sure that you don't forget about those when you are placing your orders. I don't want anybody to miss out on that money that they've earned. Okay, also our mini catalogs, I do have mine in stock. Mine did come in the mail, so I'm assuming that you guys, those of you who are customers of mine, you should be getting your catalogs probably within the next week or so if you haven't already started receiving these. If you are not a customer of mine, but you do want one of these catalogs, there is a link in the bottom of this video. It is not there yet, but in the description of this video, there will be a link at the very, very bottom that will tell you my email address. You can always email me and let me know that you would like a catalog. Be sure to include your name, address, so I can get these in there. Let me know if you already have the annual catalog. If not, it does save me a bunch of money. If you want this catalog also, if you don't have it and you want me to mail you both catalogs, it saves me the shipping to have to not send it separately. So let me know if you just want the mini catalog or if you would like both catalogs. The one thing I do ask of you is, if you request a catalog from me, is that you do shop with me, because catalogs are always free to everybody, but it just kind of helps me recoup some of the shipping prices that I still have to pay when you shop with me. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I gave you guys all that information. Let's get down to our giveaways. So our giveaways for this week, last week we did all those fun little craft fair little ideas. Oh, look, Frida got her mini catalog. Sweet. Yes, that mini catalog is so fun. I love it. It just kind of puts me in that holiday mood going through that. Very, very cool. Oh, look at you, Melanie. Oh my goodness. I am so jelly. You have no idea. Okay, so last week we made a whole bunch of craft fair little things that I shared with you. So if you guys ever decide that you want to set up a booth, or if you want to have little giveaways, or have little gifts at your house when people stop by during the holidays, you can always make some of those things up. So last week, for commenting on last week's video, I am giving away one of the little seed packets. So the way this works is you get yourself some seed packets. Now I just ordered mine off of Amazon. This sets right in here, just like so. You can pick whatever seeds you purchase and you want to put in there. And then that sits right in there like that. You can put a piece of white on the back and include a little message if you would like. But this is one of the little envelopes that I decided to give away for commenting last week. This one is going to Miss Kimberly Van Overberg. So Kim, this is coming your way. So it's just a fun little seed packet. Okay, and then the next little thing that I have created, this is for liking last week's video. I also showed you guys how to make these little post-it note, little, kind of like just a little purse, little thing to keep in there. So what you do with this, I have already put the tear and tape in the inside, and I've already adhered the pieces that needed to be adhered over here. So all you are going to need to do is just take a post-it note, pull the backing off of your tear and tape, put your post-it note right against the edge here, pop it in there, and then fold this down. Mine's not a full post-it note, so that's why it's not standing up correctly. And then get yourself a little mini pin and stick your little mini pin in there, and this will be good to go for you. Now, this little post-it note holder is going to go to Miss Linda Coaster. This is for liking last week's video. So Linda Coaster, I'm not sure exactly if I'm slaughtering your last name, but you know who you are. I do not have your address, so if you can email me at stampinthepinkbarn@gmail.com, or if you are on Facebook and you follow my Facebook group, you can actually go over there and you can just message me on Facebook. That seems to always work easier for people. If you're not on Facebook, you can email me your address and then I will get this in the mail to you. This is just a cute little post-it note holder. And then for the last gift for sharing last week's video, we made those little sanitizer boxes that look like this. This is just a little sanitizer box, and they hold the Bath & Body Works little sanitizers. I am giving, so to put it in the mail, I am going to leave the box flat. You will need to put it together. So I already have the tear and tape placed on the two inside flaps. So what you have to do is pull the tear and tape off of these two little flaps here. Make sure your tear and tape for your outside flaps are on your left-hand side. Once you pull the tape off of these, pull this side up and adhere the sides to your little flaps there. And then you're going to pull the tear and tape off of these outside flaps, pull this in, and then adhere those together. Then you have a box, okay? On this little piece, this is the little belly band that will then go around the outside of your box, like so. Whoops. Let's get this little piece around. This is going to go on your little box like that, just to kind of make it decorative and cute. All you have to do is run a little bit of adhesive on the back side of this and then just adhere that down just like that. And then you've got a cute little belly band that will slip over your little cute box here. Also, because you have shared my video, I am going to be throwing in a package of the iridescent adhesive back discs. And this cute little gift is going to Linda Hunt. So Linda, this is going to be coming your way. Thank you so much for sharing my video. So this will be in the mail coming to you. All right. Thank you guys so much for helping me like, share, and comment on this video. It helps me so much. If you like and share, do make sure that you come into the comments and you let me know that you've liked and shared. Now, when you hit that share button, you are able to share it to any platform of your choosing. So you can either share it over on Facebook, you can share it. I believe there's an Instagram button. There's a you can share it right here on YouTube. There's many of different places to share it. So you share where you're comfortable sharing it, but just make sure you come back here and you let me know that you've shared it so I can enter you in the giveaway. All right. So for tonight's cards, we are going to make, here is my packet. So every week I have a packet. So when you shop with me and you spend $35 or more, now that is before shipping and tax, and you must use my current host code. This is my current host code for the month of August, QQA7VVET. That is what you're going to use at the end of the checkout. It's going to say host code. You're going to enter that in, and you will get a packet with me. Now this week, this packet goes from today all the way through the 24th. So Saturday by midnight Pacific time, when you place an order with me, you will get this packet in the mail as long as your order's over $35. You're going to get this packet in the mail that's going to give you enough supplies to create the 3 cards that I'm going to be making for you tonight. Now, in order to make these same exact cards that I am making, you are going to need to purchase the iconic imagery. If you don't already have this, you may already have it, and this card kit is going to be perfect for you. But I include the papers and any other die cut images that are not included in here. Like, so for one of my cards, I am using the 1 3/4 inch punch. I will punch out your pieces that you're going to need, and those will already be put in your kit for you. I don't expect you to have all the things, but the main focus on this set you will have to have for stamping, because I don't do any stamping for you. And then any of the paper, because like I said, I am using the Iconic Celebrations 6x6 paper. Any of the designer paper that you need will be included in your kit as well. So you will just have to cut it down to what you need it to, or you will have to die cut the pieces from this set to be able to create the same cards. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I am going to be using this one first. This is the Mossy Meadow. Okay, let me get all my scraps out of the way here. I don't know why I put this little red piece in here. That is the wrong card. So my base is 8.5 by 5.5. Now you will find all the dimensions along with cutting and scoring. You are going to find a shopping list and the oh my goodness, that scared the heck out of me. Did you guys just hear the thunder? Oh, I was not expecting that at all. It looks very, very clear out my bedroom window, but that, sorry, that scared the heck out of me. Anyways, you will find all the cutting, scoring, dimensions, all the neat things that you need, along with a shopping list. You're going to find still photos over there and a copy of this video tomorrow morning over on my blog at pinkbarnstamper.com, and it should be the very first thing that pops up for you when you go to my website. And then down at the bottom, because all you're going to see is the video, under the video it's going to say read more, and it's going to be in a little blue writing, and when you click that, it'll open up the full post for you so you can see everything about the 3 cards that I am making tonight. Wow, that made my heart jump. I was not expecting that at all. Wow. Okay, so, oh my gosh, you guys, I have to tell you this story, and I'll make it quick. But this morning, so every morning when I get up, I take my dog outside, and you guys have seen my big pit bull that I have. He normally is in here with me. But I take him out because we've had rattlesnakes and we've had all the things, and he's already been bitten a couple of times, and we just want to keep him protected. Every morning I go out and I walk his yard. So it's on the back side of my house over here. It's all fenced in, but still snakes can come in there and whatnot. So I go out there and I check his yard before I even let him outside because I don't want something bad to happen again. Oh, so see, you guys did hear the thunder. Wow, yeah. And so this morning I went out there like I normally do every morning. I walked outside, I checked his yard, and then I let him stay out there because he has to do his business and I don't need to stand there and watch him do it. And so I walked out the back door, and I went and I fed the goats and I fed our chickens and all the things out there, and the turtle that we have, or he's a tortoise, but he's a sulcata desert tortoise. But I went out there and I fed him his salad for the morning. And then I came back in and I started the coffee pot for my coffee. And then I hear my dog outside growling and barking. I'm like, okay, that is not a normal sound for him. So I go walking down the stairs, and at the bottom of the stairs is this great big Gila monster. So he pops his head up, and their head is black with little orange spots all over it. And I'm like, oh crap, this can be really bad because Gila monsters have very venomous bites. But I will have you know, it's very, very rare that a Gila monster can actually bite an animal. Normally animals are too quick because they're very, very slow movers. So I see my dog out there just like going after it and after it. And I'm like, oh crap, this is not going to be well. I'm yelling at the dog. The dog's not listening because he's in his fight or flight mode. Well, he grabs the Gila monster and just starts thrashing it back and forth. And I'm screaming at my dog. And I'm like, well, just stop, just stop. Well, he throws it across the yard. And I'm thinking, sweet, it's going to go out the fence and it's going to be all good. And then we're done with the day. Well, no, it hits the fence, bounces back into the yard, and he goes after it again. Needless to say, he wound up unaliving it because you have to watch what you say on these videos. And it was just insane. I was like, this dog, my dog is either got a death wish or he is just stupid. I don't understand why he has to go after these things. So, of course, I bring him in and I'm like checking his body and making sure that he doesn't have any bites, because normally they say if a Gila monster bites something or an animal or something like that, they normally don't let go. They have like a lockjaw. They hang on, and that's how the venom gets so potent into an animal or a person or however. Again, it's very, very rare that somebody does get bit because they're very, very slow movers. You would move before you got bit. But nonetheless, there was blood everywhere because of my dog going after it. And so I had to like figure out make sure he didn't get bit or anything. So I'm just like, this dog, I swear, I don't know what to do with them. And why the heck are all these things coming into his yard? He has a little yard. We have 5 acres, and he has this tiny little yard in the backyard. But that's where these stupid animals keep going to. It just drives me nuts. I'm like, why? So, okay, so onto our card. We have a base of Mossy Meadow. And then we have a couple of little pieces here that we're going to need. I am using some of that Iconic Celebrations paper. Now this has Misty Moonlight with the mossy in it. It's very, very pretty, and I just like the contrast of that. I also need a scrap of Misty Moonlight, a scrap of our Mossy Meadow, and a piece of, I believe this is a 3x3 square of basic white. Now, what we're going to do here is I actually need another piece of this. I don't know why I didn't cut 2 pieces, because I'm just goofy and wasn't thinking, apparently. I've had a lot on my mind for the day. So I'm going to actually cut another piece that is just going to be just a skosh smaller. So I'm going to do a 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, because it is going to go behind that. Another piece of basic white. So this is just 1/8 of an inch smaller than that. Okay, like that. So what we need to do on the bigger piece, the 3x3 piece, we are going to get out our die and some of our stamps here. So I'm going to actually use this snowflake die. We need that. And then I also need my snowflake stamp and my tree stamp. Okay. Now with your tree, whoops, there are two parts. You have a more full stamped image and then you have an outline stamped image. So the way I'm going to do this is we are going to take my snowflake and I'm going to die cut my snowflake once here and then once here. Now I am just going to eyeball it. If you want to be precise, you can actually take a ruler and you can measure down the 1.5 and then by the 1.5. So you make sure you get that, you know, exactly where you want it. I'm not going to be picky about it. I'm just going to die cut these out. I am going to have it standing up straight though, just so I can kind of see where it is. So I'm just kind of watching my sides here. So then when I do go to move it over here, I'll kind of see exactly how I'm going to be doing that. So let me get my machine over here, just so you guys can see what I'm doing. So on my big 3x3 piece, make sure it's the piece that I need. I'm going to take this and I'm going to stick that right there. And I'm going to die cut that through. So then my little, ooh, it is really rumbling out there. That's kind of silly. And then I'm going to take this again and I'm going to place it right here. Kind of watching like where I had it over there. Maybe I need to move it up just a little bit. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to poke those little snowflake pieces. They actually look like stars, but you could actually cut these out and make these little stars if you wanted, because I mean, they're cute as stars, but they actually coordinate with this snowflake. See how that fits right on there? So I'm going to use my Misty Moonlight ink. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my die away before I lose it, because we don't want that getting lost. Okay, now I got that stuck on there. Okay, so then I'm going to take my piece here and I'm just going to lay this on the front. Now I'm just going to grab a piece of my washi tape here. You can use your, what is that tape? The tape that is like not super sticky. And just line that up exactly where I want it. And then just tape that together. And then I'm going to do it one more time over here, just because I don't want this moving. If you have a Stamparatus, you could use that also. And I do have one, but I just didn't get it out because we don't sell it anymore. So I hate teasing people with it. I know other companies have the machine called the Misty. It works as well. See, and that's, speaking of that, Kim, that my mom, that's why they have her, because I guess heart disease is really bad here in Arizona because of the ticks. So we've never found a tick on any of our dogs the whole time we've lived down here. But my mom's dog has a ton of hair. Like, she's got really long hair. And so I guess my mom was petting her the other day and she did find a tick on her. And I'm just like, oh, that's so crazy. Oh, it just gives me the creeps even thinking about it. But yeah, she found a tick. I have never found one on any of our dogs, but I also have all short hair dogs. Not to say that they don't get ticks. When we lived in Southern California, a lot of our dogs always had ticks. I remember as a kid, my parents taking tweezers and getting down at the head and pulling the ticks off. And then they had a little ashtray and they would just burn them in the things. Yeah, pretty gross. Anyways, on to stamping. Okay, so now that I have this little outline here of my stamped image, now if I can see, I can just stamp this right into that area, just like so, and do the same thing up here, just like that. Okay, so now we've got both of our snowflakes in there. And then I can take these two apart because I do have them stamped in there the way I want them. Now I do want to make sure I keep those aligned the way that they are, so I'm going to just set that aside. Now I'm going to grab soft seafoam and my Mossy Meadow. Where is Mossy Meadow? Okay, Mossy Meadow. And what I'm going to do for this is I am going to stamp my soft seafoam in the more solid stamp. So soft seafoam, I'm just going to kind of just line that up here, right like so, and do the same thing right down here. Okay. And then I'm going to take the outlined image in Mossy Meadow and stamp this right over the top of that. I need to refill my Mossy. I can tell it's getting not as sharp as it once was. Okay, like that. And then do it again right here, just like that. Ooh, the winds are coming in. So then I have those two images there. Okay, move that up like that. This is now going to get dimensionals on it. So I'm going to use my little mini dimensionals. And since I'm at the end of these, I'm just going to cut some of these up. Just like so. Get all these little backings off of here. Okay, I think that's good. Now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to line that up right over my little snowflakes. So now that pops up over the top of my snowflakes. So they are in that bottom layer there. So it just gives you a little bit of dimension, but I think it really turns out cute like that. Okay, now that piece is going to get adhered right to my 3-inch piece here, just like so. Let me cut that down just a hair. It looks like it's a little bit bigger than 3 inches. There we go. Yep. Now I'm going to just put some glue on the back of this, and then it is going to go right in the center of this designer series paper, just like that. And one of the main reasons why I like this green glue is it gives me a little bit of a wiggle room to move things around if I need to, but that looks good just like so. Now this is going to get adhered right in the center of this. Look on the back of that paper, it's got little Christmas trees on there in your pecan. Even if you don't like this stamp set, this paper is definitely worth having in your collection. Again, it's only in our online exclusives. So you would have to go into my store, shopdannygarola.com. And then over on the left-hand side is the little drop-down menu. If you go to that and you hit shop all products, then in the little line, it's going to say, it's going to give you a category of all the different items that you can shop, but just hit the online exclusives. And then that's where you're going to find all of our online exclusive products. Okay, so that's going to go like that. Now I need this piece here, and what I'm going to stamp on that is on this, we've got all these little individual words. So I'm going to take the peace and joy and lay those out on my stamp. And when I do, it looks like this, the peace and joy. They're all 3 separate pieces. I use my grid down here on my glass mat, which are also available in our online exclusives. You can order this glass mat. I just use the lines underneath that, and then I can line this up so I make sure it's straight. But I'm going to stamp on my little piece of Misty Moonlight. I'm going to use Versamark. So for that, I need to use my little embossing buddy here so I don't have any oils for my fingers on there, like so. I'm going to take that, stamp that in Versamark. Just stamp that right in the center there. Okay. Now Versamark is sticky. I'm going to be grabbing my white embossing powder. Now this is the Stampin' Up. This is, we have a new embossing powder. It is called the Wow Basics Embossing Powder. The Basics comes with white, black, and clear. Okay, grab my little spoon here. Put that on there like that. So then when I tap it off, see how it stayed on? Oh, geez, did you guys just see what I did? I hit my spoon. Just shot embossing powder everywhere. Eek. Okay, hold on. We got a mess. Technical difficulties here, right? Okay, get all of our embossing powder off there. That's not where we want embossing powder, but it happens. It happens to the best of us. I don't claim to be a professional. I make mistakes as well. Okay, or we can say even professionals make mistakes. There we go. All right, so I'm going to take that and I'm going to take my heat tool. Maybe, but I set my stamp and emboss machine on top of the cord so I couldn't get it to move. So I'm going to put that on the highest setting, wait for that to get hot, and then I'm going to just run that over that powder. It's kind of like magic, or you can say it's like butter melting on toast. Okay, like that. Then there's our little piece. Now I'm going to take this little banner right here. Oh, I was like, what is my husband cooking out there? I kept getting this really weird smell. It's because he's steaming broccoli. So it smells kind of like fart. Just saying. I'm like, ooh, what is that weird smell? I know it's not me. What is going on? And I know the dog's not in here because I could typically know that it was him. But no, my husband's making broccoli. And you guys know that smell. So that's enough said about that. Okay, so I'm going to... My son wanted broccoli and beef tonight, so my husband's out there making dinner. Because Monday nights is the night that my husband gets to decide what's for dinner. It gives me a night off because I do my thing. So there's my little banner that I need for this. And so I'm going to flip this over, and I need to grab another sheet of my mini dimensionals. So let me grab out another package of these. Oh, there it is. All right, so what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take 2 of these, and I'm going to make sure that I do it down towards the bottom of my sentiment. Yeah, I found my tweezers. Did you guys see that? Look, because last time I did burn my fingers. These were tucked in between my little things, so I didn't see them. That's why these things work great. We do sell a embossing kit that comes with tweezers. It comes with the embossing buddy, and it comes with the little tray that you do. Wow. Comes with the little tray that you dump the powder into, and it's just cleaner that way. But yeah, that's why I hold these things off to the side, because I did that last time and that's not fun. Okay, so we are going to take this. Hopefully we don't get any interference in our live stream here with the weather being nutso. Okay, I'm gonna set that right like so, just like that. Now, if you buy this whole suite collection, it does have these really pretty, are these the ones that come with that? Yeah, these are the pecan pie. So you can get this in a suite collection where you get the stamp set, the dies, that paper, the pecan pie, and clear ribboned adhesive back dots, along with this, sorry you guys, oh geez. What did I do? Oh my goodness, hold on. I really just whacked you guys good. Golly, I go to reach for a ribbon and then just smash everything in the way. Oh, there we go. It also has this really pretty white ribbon here that has kind of a frayed, it has this little frayed edge to it. It's really pretty. But this is called the, what is this called? If I can find English. Frayed grosgrain ribbon. So yeah, this is really cool too. So if you buy the whole suite collection, it comes with all of those things. So I am going to use, for this card, we're going to add the little white. Now these have this little silver, that's why it's called ribbon, because it's got this little silver ribbon that runs through it. They're really, really pretty. So let me grab my take your pick tool. Again, another thing that you must have in your crafting. I'm going to put the big one in the circle of joy. And then I'm going to use 2 little ones, and I'm going to put them right in the center of my snowflakes, just to kind of give them some shimmer as well, just like that. And then we are going to do, I think I'm going to put a little strip of that paper in there because it's just really pretty and really brings those 2 colors together. If I can find. Okay, let's just take, woo! Holy goodness. Wow. It's just crazy because I can still see blue skies out there. Like there's some scattered clouds, but not that you would think that you would hear this ridiculous noise that we're hearing. Oh my gosh, where is that paper? Ah, there it is, of course, at the very back. there. Okay, I am going to cut. Yeah, it's funny. I was sitting over at my friend's house the other day. She was showing me her pond and the thunder was really getting crazy. And so we're sitting out there singing Garth Brooks. Her husband probably thought we lost our darn minds, but we were sitting out there like, the thunder rolls. He comes out just shaking his head at us. And I'm like, hey, you leave us alone. I was like, that was a darn good song by Garth Brooks. If we want to bring it back, we can bring it back. All right, what did I just do with my... I could have swore I just grabbed an inside piece. What did I do with it? Oh my Lord. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to take this little piece right here. We're going to run that down the side. Okay, that's going to go there. We're going to take this and adhere this right inside of our card. Haven't seen any rain yet. I mean, all that racket out there, and it's not, I mean, the wind is kicking up, but no rain yet. All right, so there is our first card. Very clean and simple. I like that it's not super busy, but you really have the coordination of those colors really nicely on that. Okay, so that's card number 1. I have some other cards to share with you guys when I'm done with all of the cards that I have created. I have cased a couple of the cards inside of the catalog so I can show you, or not in the catalog because this is not in the catalog. Jeez Louise, girl, get it together. In our online exclusives, they also gave some samples. I have recreated some of those samples and I'm going to share those with you so you guys can see some more ideas as well. So let's get to card number 2. Now, card number 2 is a fall themed card. What did I do with all of my stuff, though? That is the question. Okay, so let me get my heat tool out of the way here because we don't need that. Here they are. Okay, so let's move this back out of the way. Let's move these so I don't stick anything in those, and then I know where they're at when I need them. Okay, so card number 2 is going to be a landscape card. So I am using pecan pie for my base. Eight and a half by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We are going to burnish this down. So what we need for this, and I don't know why I had a scrap of old olive in there. Who knows? I was being an eager beaver, I guess. Okay, then I have 3 strips of my designer series paper. Now these are 1.5 inch long. This one is 4 1/4 inches long. This one here is still 1.5 by 3.5 inches long. And then my next one is 1.5 by 2 3/4 inch long. Then I have a scrap of white, and then I have a bigger scrap of white. You can do all one big piece, but I'd already had some pieces cut up here. So what we're going to do with this piece here is I am bringing in the 1 3/4 inch punch. I am going to punch 3 circles. You know what? I was actually, hold on, you guys. You guys are going to give me some ideas here. Do you think, before I punch any of that, do you think this would look better with the Very Vanilla and those 3 colors? Or do you like the white with those 3? Like, there's the white with those. Or here is the Very Vanilla. I think the Very Vanilla just kind of softens it up. Not to say that I don't like the white with it, but I want you guys to give me your opinions. Okay, vanilla. All right. We already have 2 vanillas, so we're just going to go with vanilla. Okay, so I'm going to use vanilla scraps, not white scraps. So forget what I said. I was fibbing. If you want to use white, you can, but we're going to go with vanilla with that one. But I will show you what it does look like when it's finished with a white, because that's my other card was done with white. Okay, so we just need that. So we've got 3 of our vanilla circles. Now I'm going to cut a little scrap off of this because I need to do some stamping on this since we're not using white. All right, and let me get out the stamps that I need for this one. So we are going to be using the, where did I put them? I guess I didn't mount those. Goofy. So let me get a couple of blocks out here. So we're going to use both of the leaves. So the leaves are just like the Christmas trees. You've got one leaf that is more solid, and then you've got an outline leaf right here. So we're going to need both of those and our scrap. Now for that, we're also going to be coming back in with our Mossy Meadow. And I'm going to use Pecan Pie for this as well. So with our Pecan Pie, I'm going to do 2 leaves that I'm using the outline in the pecan. So I'm going to stamp that once, stamp twice, just like so. Now with our Mossy Meadow, I need a piece of scratch paper here. So let me just get a little piece out of the garbage here that I don't need. I'm going to take the solid leaf, and this is in Mossy. Again, I need to refill this or re-ink it. I'm going to stamp that once in full strength. Do it again in full strength. Okay, and then in the second generation, since I just stamped it off once, I'm going to take the second gen and stamp right into that that pecan outline that we had. So I'm going to stamp off once, and then I'm going to stamp that second generation into my other pecan outline, just like that. So I have 4 leaves. I'm also going to use this piece here. I'm going to cut off some more scrap because it's not going to all fit on this. Ouch. Okay, so on another little piece of that, I have the word for, and then because we had the piece, oh, nope, that's not the right one. Nope, where is my U? Hold on a minute. For you, there it is. I'm going to clean off one of these other little trees. I need to order myself some more of these little tiny blocks. I have 3 of them, but obviously I need more. So I need the For You right there. And also on one of these circles here, I am going to stamp the word grateful, and we're going to stamp that in pecan. So we're going to stamp this kind of up towards the top-ish, wherever it can come down and all fit on there. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to take this piece here, and with my dies, I'm going to take the small little banner and I'm going to cut that out of my scrap right here. But while I'm cutting that, I'm going to also cut a couple of these leaves out of here, because we do need to cut all 4 of these leaves. And you have one little die here, so bear with me a second so I can cut these out. I do like when Stampin' Up! Does give us multiple of our dies, especially when they're leaves or, you know, stars or anything like that that you need to. Typically, you're going to be stamping multiples of them. I like when they give you multiple dies. It really makes cutting a lot easier, especially some of us who have in-person parties and you have lots of people coming. And if we have to cut all those out by hand, it is not fun. Okay, so there's our first leaf. That's why there's a lot of demonstrators that really love having our punches. When we have a set that comes out with a punch, a lot of people just really like those, because if you're going to have a bunch of people come over and you're going to do some stamping, punching is the best and easiest way to go with that. Okay, there's another leaf. 2 more to go. I'm trying to move quickly here without screwing anything up. Okay, there's another one. And we've got one left here. Oops. Let's not throw things. Okay, there we go. There's all 4 of our leaves. All right, let me put this die back in here. Okay, whoops, let's flip this back over. Okay, so the next part that we have to do now that we have all those die cut, that stamped, we are going to stamp in this little piece, but on all 4 of these, we are going to come to the bottom and just about 1/8 of an inch, or maybe 1/4 of an inch, we are going to cut up the center, make a little slit, and then on the slant, cut up to make a little flag at the bottom of that. Okay, again, cut up the center of this, cut up to that middle, flip that over, cut up to the middle. There we go. There's the center one, and then this one. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, the reason why my daughter's dad came down here is because I told you guys, what was it, like a week ago, that she had given birth to a little boy. And so they were coming down to see the baby. That's what they had come down here for. So they had pictures of the grandma holding the baby, and it was so cute because I actually got to see a picture of the baby since I don't get to see him. So it was really cute to get to see that she got to hold him. Okay, so on this little piece right here, we are going to take Mossy Meadow. We are going to take 4. Now this is going to be a little squished, but we're going to make it work. We're going to hold this over towards the side here. Do 4. And then the word you. We're going to push it all the way to this side. Just like that. So cute. It actually works pretty good in there. Okay, so there's all of our pieces. Where's my card base? It's hiding. So what we're going to do is we are going to take these and we are going to fit these on here just like so. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take my longest and my shortest, and I'm going to put those on first. And now what I'm going to be watching for is this side over here. So both of the sides are what I'm going to be paying attention to on this first two pieces that I'm going to be applying. So there's that one. And then now coming to this side, I'm going to be watching this side here and this side to try to make sure that they're about even. So just like that. So I watched here and I watched here. Then I'm going to take this piece here that I'm using for the center, and I'm going to now just align that right in the middle there. Okay. I'm going to tweak my camera just a bit. There we go. All right, so there is our actual layout of what we're going to have things look like. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to take my Grateful, and with my little banner here, I'm just going to take some of my little mini dimensionals. I'm going to place those on the back of this. Oh, here comes the rain. And then this little one is going to go right below here, just like so. Okay, just like that. These two are now going to get adhered right onto my, right over the tops of my designer series paper. So this one's going to go up towards the top. This one's going to go down towards the bottom. I'm going to kind of try to watch my spacing in here. And then this one will go right like that. Yep, that looks good. So now I'm going to adhere these ones down. Okay, that one's going to go right there. This one's going to go right down here. And again, I'm watching this space here. Okay, this one's going to actually get popped up. Okay, that one's going to go right there. Okay, now what we're going to do with these is we're going to get our little dimensionals. Okay, that one doesn't have any dimensionals. There it is. We're just going to put some dimensionals on the back of these leaves. Now we want one of the solids and one of the lighter ones together. So those two are going to be for that. These two are going to be for this. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the dark leaf and I'm just going to kind of just put it off to the side like that in the middle of that circle. And then this one is going to come up kind of like so. And then we're going to do the same thing down here. We're going to make this one come this way. Sorry, my arm's probably right in the way. And then this one's going to come right up like this. So just like that. And there is our super cute card number 2. And now we are going to use those same little embellishments. Now I left them out here so I wouldn't misplace them, and you know how that goes. So now I'm going to use the pecan ones with the little ribbon in those. So I'm going to take a big one. Maybe. Oh my goodness gracious. Get off of there. And I'm going to put that one right there. And then a little one. Put right like that. And then we're going to take another big one. And we can take that big one and put it, oh geez. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, we're gonna just lose that one because I don't know where it went. And then we're gonna put this right up here in between that. We have one missing somewhere. It'll get stuck to the bottom of my shoe or something, I don't know. And so there is that one. Now let's complete the inside of this card. So let me actually, I need to cut a very vanilla inside because we need to have the guts match the outside of this card. So my inside is going to be 5 1/4 by 4. Because we don't want to have a white gut and then have all this very vanilla out here. That wouldn't be cute. So let's grab another piece of that really pretty paper. Let's see, what do we want to use? I think, what do we got here? Oh, that's not going to be long enough. So I think we actually need to grab out another piece. Let me find it. Whatever I come across first is what I will use. If I can even come across any of it. Jeez. Okay, Where is? Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. There's that. So we're going to use that. So I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch of, or 1/2 inch of that off. And we are going to adhere this. Now I've just done a 1/2 inch here. And this is just going to go right across the bottom. Like that. Flip this over and we're going to cut these extra little hangers here. Now I think what I might do here is I'm going to grab a couple of these little pecan, these are the outline leaves, and I'm just going to take this and go like this down the side of that. I really think that adds some character to the inside of our card, but then brings those little leaves into the inside as well. So isn't that cute? Now let me show you the white one just so you can see the difference of why I was asking. So here's our very vanilla, here's our basic white. So now you can really see the difference. And I did decide to do these ones a little bit longer on the designer series paper. See how short this one is? So then you can see, you know, if you want to cut a little bit more off, you can. I liked the longer. I liked being able to see a little bit more of the designer series paper on this one than this where it's cut kind of short. But I did want you to see the contrast of the two. But yeah, this just seems a little bit more softer. It seems a little bit more fall-like. versus the kind of the stark of the white. All right, so that is card number 2. So card number 3, we are going to be making this one. Now, I know I didn't show you the other ones. I don't know why I just showed you that one, but that's okay. You can see what we're going to do. This one's going to be a very, very Christmassy card. Very cute. Okay, so I am using a base. Let me put these away because I'm not using these again. Because we're going to be using some, what is it called? Some gold. Let me see what this stuff is called. This is our Simply Elegant trim. So I'm going to use the gold in this, so I won't need to use any other embellishments because it's going to make it blingy enough. All right, so my card base is Cherry Cobbler. This is 8 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of this really pretty kind of gingham with the green and the red, very traditional color. This is 3.5 by 5.5. That's going to go right like that. I also have a piece of this really pretty, it's just that solid red with the little greenery there. I have a scrap of, where did I put my scrap of white? I have a scrap of white that I'm also going to need, and then a scrap of cherry. And, that makes sense. I had the piece of Mossy Meadow for this card. See, you guys, I put it in another place. That's why I didn't know what I had going on. All right, let me get all these stamps out of the way so I don't wind up, because we're not going to need any of these. We are going to need 4. The U we're not going to need. Grateful we're going to need, but we don't need it in pecan. Grateful we're going to need, and the leaves we are not going to need. So let me set those over here. We are going to need the season, and this leaf is done, but we are going to need this little kind of greenery sprig piece here. So that one looks like this right here, and you've got 2 of those. Again, you've got the outline and then you've got the solid piece. I'm only using the outline on this one, just so I let you guys know. Okay, so we are going to put these 2 pieces aside. We need our Mossy Meadow, and we need Versamark because we're going to be doing some embossing. And what else do I need? I also need, oh, actually, you know what? I don't need Mossy Meadow. I fibbed on that. Okay, so Mossy Meadow can be put away, but we do need Cherry Cobbler. So I'm gonna grab Cherry Cobbler. Okay, that's what we need. Okay, now we're good. So what I'm going to do is these 2 pieces here, I am going to use this die, this great big label die. I'm going to take this and I'm going to die cut it once on here. Okay, so I'm going to show you that. So on this paper here, so there is that one. Then I'm going to take it and I am going to die cut it on this piece. And yes, this piece is going to be shorter. I could do it this way and just cut it off. Maybe I will do that so I can show you. So I'm going to do the same one in white. And then there's our white piece. Okay, I'm gonna put this die away because now we're done with that one. We're done with this piece. So now what we're going to do with this is we're going to grab our paper trimmer and we are going to just cut off these little flagged ends right here. And we're gonna leave this kind of looking like an oval. So I'm just gonna lay this on here and just go straight across and cut that little flag piece off. And do the same thing over here and just cut that flag piece off. So then you wind up having this piece like so. Now we're gonna take our word grateful and our cherry cobbler. And I'm going to stamp grateful towards the top center. Okay. Close cherry cobbler up. We are going to grab our Memento black. And we are going to do the word for. And not the number 4, but F-O-R. And we're going to do that right in the center of this. Like that. I need to grab my other pad here. This one needs to be re-inked. I'm going to put that one on the bottom. And then we have the season, which is going to go right below the 4. Then it says grateful for the season. So see, that's what I was saying with those words. You can kind of mix and match how you want them to kind of sit on your stuff. So there is that. That is now going to get adhered right onto our little red banner. And it will fit right where we've already cut that. So it lines right up on there. And then we've got our designer series paper that shows in place of where those little pieces that we cut off of there. So that's kind of cute. So there's that. All right, now on our, what is this? Our Mossy Meadow, we need to grab our Versamark. And why I just put that away, I don't know. And I need my gold. Ah, the sky is falling. Okay, I need my gold here. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to take that little sprig piece with my Versamark. And first I'm going to take my little static buddy here. I'm just going to apply that right over the top of this. And I'm going to do this 3 times. So we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Close that so we don't get any of our Versamark in there. I'm then going to take the gold and grab my spoon over here. And then we're just going to sprinkle that gold right over the top of that. Tap the excess off. And then there is my stamped and embossed image. We're going to close this. Now we're going to take that heat tool again. And hold this on here without burning ourselves. Hold this up, maybe you guys can watch it melt. Those of you who have not used embossing powder. Okay, just like that. Very, very pretty. Okay, now we have a matching die for this stamp. And I am going to die cut those. Also, at the same time as I'm die cutting those, they did give us 2 of these little like holly berry dies I'm going to put those on my red, and I'm going to die cut those as well. I think I already have an extra one sitting here. So there's one. I just need 2 more. Let's get these ones. Okay, here's our 2 little, there's 1, there's 2, there's, I dropped it. Oh no, there it is. Sometimes you can't find nothing on this floor with all those little dimensional backings down there. Okay, there's that piece there. Okay, let me cut out the other 2. Okay, there's the other one, and then 1 more. Okay, here's our last one. I do remember last year, Melanie, when you guys went on vacation, I remember you had a little mishap when you went to the gas station. I'm not going to say anything because that's your business, but let's just hope, Melanie, that that does not happen again, because holy mother, I'm sure that cost you guys a horrendous fortune to fix your vehicle. I was just remembering that because last year you were on vacation too when that happened. And so I was thinking of you. Okay, so now I'm going to take some of this gold. I'm just going to pull some of this off of here. If I need to cut some of it off, I can. Okay, just how long is this? This is probably about 15 inches. Yep, probably about 15, 16 inches is what I pulled off of there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this piece of Designer Series paper down. Okay, this is going to go right on my card front, watching both of my sides to make these even. So we get that right in the center there. All right, this piece is going to get popped up with some dimensionals. So I'm just going to do one on the bottom and one on the top. Okay, I then need to grab my Stampin' seal. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to just do 2 short little lines, maybe. If I can get this to spin. Come on, thing. Just right there on the front. And that is where I'm going to take my ribbon and or my trim here. And I'm just going to stick that, maybe, just like that. Push that down into that. And then turn it kind of like a bow. And again, leaving some of that top portion sticking out. And then again, doing it a 3rd row going up. Just like that. And you can fiddle with it and get it to set exactly how you want it to. Then we're going to take this, and because we've got the top and the bottom, we're going to go right past the where the sticky is, and this is going to go right like that in the center of our, now I think this needs to come down a little bit. We're not quite in the center. I'm up a little too high. So we can just go like that and like that. Bring this all down. Okay, and just like that. There we go. That's how I wanted that. So then we're going to take the backing off of these. That gold just really adds a pop of elegance to your card. So I'm just going to place this right like that. Oops, get it over here where it's more centered, maybe. There we go. Push that down, and then we can kind of flip these around however you want them. All right, then we're going to take one of these and our little mini dimensionals. I'm going to put a mini dimensional up in this top part. Do the same thing on the other one. Okay, I'm going to take this one here and I'm just going to push it up underneath this red designer series paper and our little white label here. I'm just going to stick that there. This one, I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on because it's going to actually go behind everything and straight down. So I'm going to take it and just kind of push it up like this. Kind of turn it so we can kind of see a little bit of that behind there. This one, we're going to do the same thing behind these two pieces. Just kind of pull that up a little bit, like so. Okay, then we're going to take these little red babies. We're going to take this one. If I can get my glue to come out of here. And this guy is going to get tucked right up in there, just like that. And then we're going to take these two and tuck them as well. This one I'm going to have kind of going back behind here. Kind of push that down behind. So you can kind of just see that coming out of that center part. And then this one's going to get a little bit of glue here. If my fingers will work. And then again, just take that and tuck that down in between there and push that down just like that. So then everything just sits nice and pretty. So there is the front of our card. Now, if you would like, I am not going to. I think the gold trim adds just enough, but we do have, like, these are coming out in the new mini catalog. These are called the woven golden leaves. Those would work on there. You could take, gosh dang it, where are those other little ones? I was actually contemplating whether or not I wanted to add those, but then decided, oh, right here. These little pearls, these are called the blooming pearls. You could take those little ones and kind of put those around if you wanted to add some more gold. We also have, you know, I was kind of eyeballing these little peppermints. I thought, those might be kind of fun on there, but I think they might be a little bit maybe too childish and too, like, fun for something that's kind of elegant like this, but I wasn't sure. Maybe if you like that look, you could go with that. Let's grab an inside to our card. So we're gonna grab a white piece here. We're gonna put this in the inside, but first, again, I'm going to grab that paper. Cut a 1/2-inch strip of that. Place that right like so. Okay, cut that extra bit off. And we can take this now and we can grab that Mossy Meadow. And I'm gonna just stamp this right down here in this bottom, just like that. Ugh, I need to re-ink this pad. I need to remember to do that, dang it. Keep forgetting. We're gonna go like so. Then grab some glue for this and adhere this right inside of our card base. Oops, that doesn't go there. All right, and then there is our last card. What do you guys think of that one? Very festive, right? I know it's a little early for Christmas, but can you really ever get too far ahead of yourself on your Christmas cards? I don't think so. I think we all run out of time unless you stay steady on it and you don't have a million things going on in your life. But I would love to meet that person who doesn't have a million things going on, because I think we all have crazy, crazy busy lives. All right, so there are our 3 cards that were created tonight. I hope you guys enjoy those. Feel free to case these. If you're going to use them on any kind of internet, social media, please give me a shout out. That's the only thing I ask. If you copy my cards and use them on the internet, is that you just give me a shout out. Now, here's the ones that I have cased from the catalog, or from the online exclusives samples that they've shared with us. This is using soft seafoam paper. I have used a piece of the vellum, and then I have taken 2 of those banners, cut it in half, and then put those behind the little white one and behind the vellum. And then we've got some lemon lime along with the garden green, and these are garden green as well, so just kind of fun. Then here's a birthday one that the candles can all be separately created. The flames are separate from the actual candles, so I just did those in a couple of different colors. Now this card that was on the samples was a little like 4x4 card. I went ahead and turned it into a full-size card. And then I've just used some of the crushed curry for a bright little yellow along with the moody mauve. And then this is also one of the stamps that's in there, this little background stamp that you can use. So I did that. And then this is another one using Mossy Meadow along with some of that designer series paper. There's that big word celebrate in that banner that we've used. I again took some of the embossing, the gold embossing powder, that's the metallics, and used the Versamark and did those. But then I stamped inside of those with the Mossy Meadow, used the little Christmas tree. I used the Moody Mauve color for this just to kind of give it a different non-traditional Christmas look to it. You could use red and then some crumb cake, but there's that really pretty ribbon that coordinates when you buy this whole suite collection. Now you can buy any of these products as a standalone, but if you want it all, I highly advise that you just use that one code to buy the whole suite collection and get it all in one shebang, so you don't worry about forgetting anything to add to it. I also put some of those little silver ribbon embellishments, the ones that go with this as well. Those are called the pecan and clear ribboned adhesive back dots. So yeah, really, really fun set here. You can, like I said, make quite a few different occasions with this. So I've got 2 kind of Christmas ones. I've done the birthday. And then over here, I've kind of shown you a more winter. Like if you had a winter birthday, this would be good for that. Then we've got a fall card and then another Christmas card. And then again, the birthday card right there. So just wanted to share this set with you and this sweet collection. If you have not seen it inside of our online exclusives, I would highly advise you to go take a look at those. If you would like to add this to your starter kit, that can be done as well. And right now, because demonstrators do get a glimpse of that new pre-order that is happening in that new mini catalog, when you join my team, you also get to add those to your starter kit as well. So remember, with that starter kit, you get to pick $125 worth of product. You get free shipping. You're going to get one of those paper pumpkin kits. You get a whole bunch of other things just being on my team. You will get added to a whole bunch of Facebook groups that we're here to always help you with. Tons of ideas for you guys. You also get a membership in the Stamp Happy Academy. You get a basic membership to that, which is an amazing deal just alone there, that has tons and tons of PDF ideas on that. Also, the other thing is you're going to only pay $99. Wow, right? For all of that, you're paying $99. You get to pick $125 worth of product in any of our current catalogs, and that new catalog that is up and coming. You will get to see a preview of all of the products in that, and you will get to pick from that as well. And then any of our online exclusives items, you can add to that also. I do always tell people that if you are going to go that route, if you have any questions, please email me at stampinthepinkbarn@gmail.com. You can message me through Facebook. That works as well. That's normally the easiest way for me to get a hold of you. I do check my emails, but sometimes emails don't come through and people get frustrated with those. So you can always message me on the Facebook Messenger. Also, if you have any questions about that, please feel free to ask me. I do tell people to get as close to the $125 as possible. Really look through those catalogs, really look through the online exclusives, get yourself as close as you can, because you cannot go over the $125. I know that is one of those huge questions people always ask. They say, can I go over and pay the difference? No, unfortunately, you can't. It is $125 worth of product you have to pick close to the dollar as possible. For $99 is all you're going to pay. You're not going to pay any shipping. You may have to pay sales tax if you have tax in your area, but that's it. It's the best way. Like I tell everybody, do it. If you have an order that you're going to place and you know it's going to be a big order, or there's a lot of stuff that you want and you want to get started with stamping, it is the best way to go. There is no hidden agenda. There is no gimmicks behind it. You just get all this product. If you never buy another thing, then you don't. I mean, that's just as simple as it is. You're not being held to any kind of contracts or anything like that. So it is a really, really awesome way to get your hands on a lot of this new product and really have a good time with stamping. You get to have a whole new family and friends enjoy bunches of products. Right now, we are getting ready in our team to have a catalog kickoff with that new catalog coming up. So it's a really, really good time to join. All right, you guys, thank you so much for coming in here and spending your evening with me. I truly love you all. Thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting in here. You have all week to comment, like, and share before I do the drawing for the following week. I will see you guys next week. Take care of yourselves and be safe. All right, you guys, bye-bye.